The outcomes for today's webinar include to compare our old school rubrics with new school rubrics, to compare old school exams with new school exams, to discuss accurate ways of assigning percentages as well as learning levels. This applies to high school teachers only. Also, to take the time to assess our own assessments and where we can see that we're doing well, and take a look at maybe some changes that we can make for a more accurate assessment. To provide resources and toolkits for assessment for teachers, and to take the time to reflect and share where we are at with our own assessment practices. Map partners is another strategy that teachers can use to help students find their partner. You simply give them a map that has north, east, south, and west, and have them find a partner and have them write their name down beside the north, the east, the south, and the west. That way, if you need partners quickly, you simply say, find yourself partner, and they quickly get together. Now for you today, if you want to take the time to find a north, east, south, and west partner, you may do that now. Now, find your north partner. There are many types of assessment practices and tools that we can use in our classrooms. Today we're going to focus just on rubrics and exams. The first type of assessment tool we're going to use or to discuss are rubrics, which are also very common in our classrooms. You may take a look at the one in this presentation, or take a look at one that may be attached to the presentation, or perhaps one that you use regularly or that you brought with you today. As you work with your new assessment tool, I want you to take a look at the following items. Rubric that is perfect. It's always trial and error. My advice to you is to co-create the rubric with your students based on the criteria that you've asked them to complete. And take a look at this accuracy checklist when you're creating your rubric tools. Does the rubric criteria match the performance and outcome being assessed? Is there more than one outcome being assessed? Am I assessing learning behaviors? This one you have to be careful of. In some curriculums, assessing learning behaviors is fine because it's part of the curriculum, such as health or art or physical education. But in some cases, like ELA, perhaps being on time is not an outcome that needs to be assessed. You can, however, assess it as a learning behavior separately. SunWest uses a 5-point rubric scale, so make sure that you have chosen a 5-point scale or have changed a rubric into a 5-point scale. Am I able to accurately assign a grade as well as a learning level? These are for our teachers who are teaching grade 10, 11, and 12. And most importantly, make sure you've provided accurate and suitable and helpful feedback for your students. So somewhere during the learning process, make sure you have provided that feedback, whether it's written or it's verbal. I would now like you to find your West partner to discuss new school assessment practices for exams. Exams are a traditional type of assessment, but still are an excellent option for assessing student learning. Take a look at the exam attached to this presentation, or reflect on an exam of your own and compare it to the criteria that all exams should have. First of all, does your exam assess only a surface level understanding, meaning a level 3, or just your middle or lower end of Bloom's taxonomy? Are you assessing only the basic content or knowledge? Is it clear what outcomes or objectives are being assessed? So are the outcomes labeled and visible on the exam? Can I accurately assess the complete understanding of the student? Have you provided the student an opportunity for deeper understanding? Take a minute now and take a look at the exams and chat about them with your West partner. You will find an exam attached to the left-hand side of this presentation if you have not brought your own exam with you. After taking time to chat with your West partner, have you talked about if the exam provided level questions to assess for deeper understanding? So making sure that we get to that higher level of Bloom's taxonomy, comparing, analysis, synthesizing, etc., etc. Making sure that you have an accurate way of providing a learning level as well as a percentage score for our 10, 11, and 12 students. And make sure that the outcomes are clearly labeled and stated so the students know what outcome they are being assessed on. There is certainly a lot to think about when trying to find the best way to assess our students accurately and fairly. Here are a few questions that you can use to help you create the best assessment tools for our students. Have I clearly stated the outcomes? Does the assessment tool accurately assess the outcome I want assessed? Do our assessment tools include learning behaviors, and are there times when learning behaviors should be assessed? Have we provided an opportunity for our students to show evidence of deeper understanding of the outcome? And have we provided an opportunity for our students to have some feedback? Again, the key to formative assessment, making sure we have given them the opportunity to practice before we make it a summative assessment. Take a minute now with your partner to discuss these questions. Finally, there are many resources. These are 3 that might be helpful for yourself and for your students. Rick Romelli has many videos on assessment on YouTube. He's very dynamic and entertaining to watch. Ann Davies and Sandra Herbst are other assessment gurus who have excellent videos, and we also have them on a webinar series. And a TEDx talk by Dr. Tay is an excellent video that you can share with your students. He is a professor who uses skateboarding to understand the differences between summative and formative assessment. An excellent talk to show your students. Finally, when you are creating assessment tools this year, I hope that you have shared or co-created the criteria with your students. I hope that you provide time and space for feedback for your students. And I hope that you've provided an opportunity for deeper understanding of the outcome for your students, such as level. Our school division has many resources to support you with assessment practices. Our SunWest Subject Wiki under Assessment has links. The SPDU has a fabulous link that has exemplars and rubrics for English Language Arts. Northeast School Division Curriculum Corner has many rubrics that will help us get started. The SPDU has a rubric wordsmith to help us find the perfect words to create the most accurate assessment tools. The SunWest School Division also has books from Ann Davies and Sandra called Leading the Way, and Fair Isn't Always Equal by Rick Wormelli. We also have a webinar series this year that's available to us with assessment gurus such as Damian Cooper, Rick Romelli, and Jay McTighe. And finally, I'd like you to take the time now to think about something that you will start doing, something you will stop doing, and something you will keep doing as far as your assessment practices go. Thank you very much for choosing to make your assessment practices new school. I can be contacted by email, Twitter, or text 561-7880 if you have any questions or comments, or if you would like some feedback. Thank you.